Thank you, Henry, for that opportunity. As said, my name is Vilnius City of Learning, and I'm from the Business Chamber. And my role today is to welcome you all to today's session. I anticipate that you guys will find the session informative, and we hope that it will be a very insightful conversation for you. Thank you to Ready for Life for allowing us the opportunity to partake and be part of the discussion as the Business Chamber. In light of the COVID-19, we are still continuing trying as much as we can to service our members of the Chamber via virtual events or any other virtual elements that we can attend to because of the COVID-19. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and I anticipate that Ready for Live session will be very insightful and informative for you. Thank you very much, Henry. Over to you.
Thanks, Lungi. You've heard Lungi mentioning Ready for Life. Of course, Ready for Life is an NGO, local NGO, and I'm going to ask Matthew if Jaco isn't available, just maybe to welcome everyone on behalf of Ready for Life and also to give a brief overview of the organization. Thanks, Matthew.
Okay, good morning again, everyone, and thank you so much for being a part of this event. I'm Matthew Ngatu, working for Ready for Life, which is an organization based in Port Elizabeth. Ready for Life is an organization we are hosting students from Europe, coming from different countries, and we are working with schools and different areas in the metro. And normally students, they come this side to do their internships. And sometimes we do even get volunteers. And of course, we normally then place them where we see there's a need. Basically, like some students, they come for event, maybe to do event management and some social working. So we normally then place them in different schools where we see there's a need. Thank you, that's all.
Thanks, Matthew. Matthew also mentioned the strong links Ready for Life have with other countries like the Netherlands as well as Belgium. We also have international partners, that is Sandra van der Kraak from Breakthrough Organization in the Netherlands, as well as Nereus Badgecraft Lithuania. I'm also going to give you quite a short background and overview of this specific session by means of a presentation. So please allow me to share my screen with you. We are here to introduce to you an online platform called Eastern Cape Regions of Learning. And the platform has already been launched locally in January when we had a visit from our international partners at the iHub. As an introduction and also an overview, I want to start off by asking a few questions and also maybe highlighting a few challenges within our city as well as our region, the Eastern Cape. A question: how do we unlock opportunities for more people in our cities as well as regions? How do we ensure the future of talent for the 21st century workplace? Can we actually connect learning experience to career opportunities for youth? For the youth, especially those from disadvantaged communities, do they have the inspiration, the necessary guidance and skills needed to prepare them for a life and work in the modern economy? Our platform, the Regions of Learning, of course, tries to answer most of those questions because it will be a way to transform the way young people or even adults access and experience lifelong learning. That's what we promote. We also use the city or a region-based strategy to provide learning and work opportunities for everyone. And of course, the platform also addresses the workforce needs and increase access to the different learning pathways. That is my introduction. I also need to give you some background in terms of the city's Regions of Learning platform. Of course, it all started in 2011 with Mozilla. They actually launched the open badge system. It's all open source, with, there were, of course, other platforms or developments before that. But we can also note that in 2013, Chicago actually also launched their Summer of Learning, giving, of course, the youth of their specific cities, linking them with the different NGOs, different organizations, different employers, of course, and having a badge system accompanying all those experiences. Then the Chicago Cities of Learning, of course, followed the Summer of Learning. They also have, of course, a lovely website that you can also go and visit. The badge systems, there were always some challenges at the beginning in terms of authenticity, and that's where the trusted badge systems actually came in. We have global role players like the IMS that actually leads the open badge system, as well as the LNRG Cities of Learning global partnerships. Then, of course, in 2018, the RSA Cities of Learning, basically RSA, just an abbreviation for the Royal Society of the Acknowledgement of Arts, Manufacturing, more British, Cities of Learning, of course, of which we are a part of. So what we're trying to show you with this specific slide is that there's quite a background, there's also quite a history, and currently we are part of the Cities of Learning platform. Of course, the Eastern Cape Regions of Learning, we have already launched that platform during January. As an introduction, the questions that we can actually ask ourselves, how do you unlock those opportunities for young people? How do we ensure the future of talent? How do we actually connect those learning experiences to career opportunities? As well, focus will be on youth from disadvantaged communities to give them inspiration, guide them, as well as the necessary skills for the modern economy. What this platform is achieving is we are transforming the way young people or even adults access and experience lifelong learning. It's a city-based or region-based strategy to provide all the learning and work opportunities for everyone. We're also trying to address the workforce needs and to increase access to those learning pathways. This is basically the background that I spoke about. It all started in 2011. So it's an international platform. It's all open source. And currently we are part of Cities of Learning, of course, with Badgecraft being our developers. The international body at the bottom that you will also see is UNESCO. They also have international conferences, and locally here in PE, we're going to request our city to become part of that international platform also. Some screenshots from the different cities. There's your Chicago Cities of Learning. Basically, they all started off with that Summer of Learning, and you can see the youth, anyone can explore things to do in that specific city. There's quite a lot of activities in terms of, yes, you can see more than 26,000, the number of badges that was actually earned. There's also the Pittsburgh Cities of Learning. There's also the LRNG platform, one of the global partners. Platform, the Cities of Learning, also helping young people to find new learning opportunities. And this, of course, is a digital platform that we are also today sharing with you. There's UNESCO. It's a global network of learning cities. And so far, they have like 4 international conferences where all the mayors from the different cities can also participate, as well as to share experiences. Of course, this is our global platform. You can see all the different cities there are highlighted. This is basically just a screenshot. Later on, we will also share the Eastern Cape regions of learning with you. Of course, we are not alone. And these are all the different partners from our Cities of Learning. And on the right-hand side, you can see we have the Eastern Cape regions of learning, meaning we are actually the first region in South Africa, and we are quite part of that. When we use the platform, the regions of learning thus far internationally, We have about more than 1,500 activities, more than 5,000 learners, about 250 organizations that actually registered. And we also created some playlists and more than 1,500 badges that we've actually issued thus far. This is basically our platform, a screenshot of our Eastern Cape regions of learning. And you can actually see that on the screenshot, there's about 22 activities in Port Elizabeth. There's even 2 in Jeffreys Bay. So yes, what is this platform trying to achieve? To show all the learning opportunities within a specific area, and unemployed youth, anyone that have access to a smart device, can actually then see what's happening. The Cities of Learning platform, of course, uses interactive maps for learners to easily navigate through. There's also what we call a learning playlist. I'm going to ask Sandra also maybe just to share a little bit on that. And behind everything, we also have the digital badges, which is actually the proof of achievement. Now, it's a mini credentials that's part of the specific platform. Of course, we also need to understand that we have our traditional learning pathways from primary school. Each and every country, basically, it will follow the same pattern. From primary school, you go to high school, you go to college or university, and even further your studies from there. But we also acknowledge that there are different learning pathways. So you can also learn outside that specific formal education pathway. And that is actually where most of the learning takes place. And the challenge is, how do you get recognition for those experiences? And that's what this platform also, of course, trying to achieve. Also, something about the badges, I've already mentioned it, that behind the platform, we also want to recognize all the experiences of the learner, of youth, of even an adult. And we also verify the learning as well as those achievements is digital micro credentials that will basically represent identity as well as interest, competencies, as well as achievements across the web or even the city. Of course, there will be benefits for the youth. They will have access to learning opportunities. They will get recognition for any practical experiences, skills, and achievements. They can discover new opportunities, and there's even support for future careers and unlocking other opportunities. Some of the benefits for learning providers, there's better visibility because you can actually now also showcase all your learning opportunities. We will also have the data on the impact and the achievements. We can also connect different types of learning within our region and within our cities. And there's also the necessary tools to develop 21st century skills. Then the benefits for the businesses as well as employers, basically better job readiness. There's an overview of skills in the territory because most businesses, employers can also register on the platform and they can see which talents are available. And of course, you can use the channel to search for those talents. And there's also improved employer as well as business image. That is just an overview, a background of what the platform offers. And I'm also going to ask Sandra at this stage from Breakthrough Organizations, the Netherlands, to give input in terms of the platform itself. And yes, over to you, Sandra.
Hello, good morning from the Netherlands. Nice to have you all here. So my name is Sandra. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm coming in South Africa since 2008 and working as international trainer and youth worker, mostly in Europe and quite often in South Africa. And I'm involved in developing the cities of learning in Europe and Eastern Cape. And what I would like to show to you is how we used the region of learning platform during a study visit that we had, an international study visit that we had in January this year, where people from Europe and Nigeria and South Africa joined a study visit about digital literacies for youth with fewer opportunities. And as you can see here, this is we developed a playlist, and a playlist is a set of activities that is visible on the platform, where you can do. So there's a description about what the content is of the study visit, and from there you can go to different activities to complete during the study visit. So it gives a guideline. This platform gives a guideline in learning during activities that you are doing. For example, you can also do it for creating and recognizing prior learning. So what we have done here is that in different, we visited different places, and for every places we created an activity on the platform where you also can add materials. Here in this case, a presentation from different organizations. So it links to Google Forms, and when people are joining, they can earn open badges, what Henry also explained before. So there are different activities. There's a description about how much time something costs, and how many activities are in this platform. How you can see how many people started the playlist. So in this case, 14 people were starting the playlist, completing the playlist 10 out of 14 people, and time to complete in total 12 hours. So here we have visited Propella. So again, there's a description what we are going to do in the activities, and the platform is an open platform, so you also can find this at the platform and people can join. So activities will be open, learning will be open for businesses. Businesses can promote themselves and search. So when you are posting an activity on the platform, you also can see the people who start earning open badges, recognizing their learning. They also can see the other opportunities that are visible at the platform. So it could kind of work for marketing your activities and learning. Do you have something to add about open badges for you, Nereus?
Yes, I can. So I will take over the screen sharing. Hello, everyone. I'm Nereus from Lithuania, and I'm part of the team of Cities of Learning. We are running Vilnius City of Learning in our country, in Lithuania. And I'm also supporting technical developments of the platform. Right now, I was exchanging a little bit with our developer. He was saying I'm releasing the new improvements on the platform. So we work every day to improve the platform to make sure it's better each time. So Sandra was presenting the playlist which we used to facilitate our learning during study visit. And here you can see how the playlist look from my perspective as a learner. So I can see completed activities and activities where I still need to do something to complete. So let's say if it's a workshop on specific skills, then it's possible to see for learner which parts of the activities person completed and which parts are still needed. I already have a badge from this activity. So it means I completed necessary requirements to earn a badge, which is automatically issued when minimum needed activities completed. And the badge shows what actually I learned by doing some of the activities. this is a badge for learning we took during study visit. If I would go to other badges from my learning, so this is, I'm showing my badge portfolio. So from different types of activities, I can earn badges which show what I have completed, which parts of learning I acquired. So let's say we had a meeting at the Bay Hub, and that badge describes actually what we were doing. And then this badge was asking me to share impressions of what have we learned from this visit. So I was adding a couple of images where we are presenting some activities where we interact with people. And then I shared my reflection. And this evidence, which I gave it from the activity, was actually approved by Sandra, who was one of the organizers in the activity. Another activity to get a badge I could do was some notes for myself. What can I take back from the visit to my practice of organization? So it's very practical in a way how badges work. It's actually showing to the tiny detail what an individual can learn. So it's a very personalized way of recognizing skills. And it can be some of the tasks to be self-approved, some of the tasks can be approved by organizers. And once I get a badge, it shows in which activity I was getting a badge, who was issuing the badge. I can decide which parts of the badge I want to show to who. So for example, if I'm okay to make this badge visible and accessible to anyone, I can choose this badge view policy, or I can limit to only logged in users on the platform, or even to visit myself. That's about badges, and then badges can be shared on different platforms. For example, if I choose LinkedIn, I can share my badge on my LinkedIn profile, which I showcase what I do. So it will show to other people in my networks the skills I learn. I can also decide to even email a badge to someone. So using this function, I can also get a link. So if I do copy a link to the badge, I can easily add the link to my CV, showcasing what kind of activities I did. So that's how practically badges work on the platform. And this creates really a very detailed picture of my skills, learning activities, and what I have completed. So from me as a person, if I'm looking for a job, now I have a portfolio to showcase real skills I have or learning I took. If I'm an employer and I look for someone having some skills, then I would maybe look for somebody able to show not just a statement on CV, but an evidence that really person developed some of their learning in their careers. Thank you. And now I should give the word back to Henry.
Thanks, Nereus, as well as Sandra, to give us that international perspective on the platform. Of course, Ready for Life is partnering with Breakthrough, that's Sandra's organization, as well as Badgecraft, Nereus, to roll out, to implement the regions of learning, cities of learning in South Africa as well as Africa. So we are very proud to have all of you as part of this awareness campaign. At this stage, I'm also going to ask, I see that we have give some time for questions and answers. We have about 20 people. I see Amanda, Everell, there's Cheryl Ann, Dwayne is here, Gillo, there's another guest, Jamie, Yanni is here. I see Lungi, Matthew, Melanie. There are two Melanies actually, Melanie Wallace as well as Melanie Sutton. I see Melita as well as Nereus, Nico, Sandra, I see Sue as well as myself. I'm going to give some time, 15 minutes to 20 minutes, maybe for some questions on the platform. Maybe just to summarize, it's an online platform, and we have seen now during this COVID, the importance of online learning as well as sharing information. And for us, this is actually the perfect way actually to get the whole city involved in showing learning opportunities, but also to promote what we call lifelong learning. So it's not for the youth only, but also for us as adults. I'm also going to allow some time for any questions on the platform, as well as any other related questions possibly. Over to the group.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I joined late. I had made all means to join as early as possible, so I didn't hear most of the conversation. I was hoping that some of the guys could perhaps throw in questions. But perhaps to give just a background of myself, I'm working at the Nelson Mandela University. I'm also a part of NEHAU, one of the trade unions, and I am a bargaining coordinator within the province for NEHAU. And this session would have helped me prep for my 2 o'clock meeting about online readiness for the province. So I was hoping to hear some questions from the guys that actually attended the meeting as earlier than me.
Thanks. What is your name?
It's Class. You can call me Class. Maneli is a Class.
Okay, thanks, Klaus.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's Nico.
Nico?
If I could just summarize, maybe this question will also summarize for Klaus his question. If I understand correctly, this platform is for both learning providers, employers, as well as learners who can register at different levels of registration. And depending on which level they are registered as, they have access to the different areas. So in other words, if you're a learner, you can look for learning opportunities that are currently available. If you are a learning provider, this is a good source for you for learners. And if you're an employer, you can look for people that have completed certain different skills in order to be employable. Am I correct?
You are correct. It's an online platform. Remember the challenges that we do have in our country. Are any one of our youth able to, at this moment, use their smart device, use their cell phone, and see all the learning opportunities within their local suburb or even within the city? And this platform actually achieves that, where we as training providers or anyone offering a learning opportunity, it can be a youth club, it can even be a church, it can be a ballet club offering ballet classes, or even any what we call non-formal learning. That's also what we're promoting. But the formal sector can also make use of this opportunity to showcase their learning opportunities. So all your training providers can also actually come on board. Any company that will also have an HR department, there's also possibly learning and development taking place, or any company that wants to recognize certain achievements within the company can even then also join, register their activities, and also issue what we call a digital badge at the end. Because remember, whatever we experience in terms of learning normally happens outside that formal structure. So yes, this platform is actually perfect for that. Thanks, Nico, for the summary.
Can I add a little bit, Henry?
Yes, you may, Sandra.
You're very right what you say. What I can add is, for example, I collaborate a lot with Breda City of Learning. That's a city in the Netherlands who is starting, and they are aiming at the moment to recognize prior learning within businesses. So employers, so there are some big companies who are thinking about what are the skills that are already in my organization, in my business, and how can I recognize the learning of these employees and see what kind of learning they lack at the moment and add that. Or, for example, when somebody has a very specific skill, recognize it, so it gives that person new opportunities, for example, when he or she is going to another business, so applying for another job, something like that. So specifically that city, they are really focusing on how to recognize prior learning. Also, what they are doing is in that area there are a lot of refugees, and the diplomas from refugees in the Netherlands are often not recognized because they are achieved in a country that has a different system of recognizing the diplomas. And a lot of entrepreneurs have many skills, so they are searching now for entrepreneurial pathways and trying to get recognition of the skills that are necessary to show other people in the business field what their skills are in entrepreneurial way. So I'd like to add that on your situation, Henry.
Thanks, Sandra. We, of course, will make the presentation available as well as all the links to the websites as well as additional information. I'm going to ask also Lungi to share the email addresses with us. Any other questions?
Henry, maybe I also can share example about how the platform is used in Vilnius, linked to career development. So I will share the screen to show. So as you know, due to lockdown, many of organizations needed to shut down their physical activities. So some of the centers which were supporting young people in career development, in advice and learning about how to prepare for jobs, they actually cannot deliver the same services as they were used to be delivering, where young people would come to their places and they would meet with career counselor, do workshops and so on. So this is an example of a playlist from Vilnius City of Learning. And it's a career club which went online. And now they propose an online marathon, which includes 5 personal performance improvement meetings. And it describes a bit what it is, the career club, the career counselor. She's the leading person in this cycle. She's a mentor, and then explains how to join everything. So they have a registration form because they use Zoom for online calls, and they want to be sure that people know how to join, and they keep supporting them via email. And then the translation is just Google Translation because they are using Lithuanian language, obviously. So some words might look strange. So basically, they have 5 events planned for the next 5 weeks. So every week, it will be an online gathering for almost 2 hours, where young people can connect from everywhere in Lithuania, actually. They open up their club to be open for anyone to join. So instead of just doing and serving Vilnius City, they use the opportunities to reach out to any young person who has time and wants to work on their career development. So there are several topics they want to address, and each time it will be a meeting with mentor, and then people will be discussing different topics related to their career development. And as a result of these kind of conversations and consultations, young people will be applying for a badge. And mentor, she will be reviewing evidence submitted, giving feedback around what young people can improve towards their career. So that's another example of an activity to develop career skills. Thank you.
Thanks, Unarius, for your input.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask a question. Would any of these programs perhaps be accredited, where you might finish a formal program, or not even a formal program, but a specialized program? Because sometimes when you go on these online platforms, some institutions or organizations might say they are offering like a specialty, and when they issue you a certificate of completion, then you can also have something like a track number, that is linked to that. Perhaps also if a program is that intense.
Class, the question on accreditation. Please remember, this is an online platform, and any provider, service provider, training provider, any organization can actually join this platform and to showcase all the activities or all the learning opportunities that they offer. It will, of course, depend on that specific offering. And some of those will, of course, be from accredited training providers, and they should indicate this is an accredited learning opportunity that will be offered. So unfortunately, we cannot venture into that, but we can give the organizations the opportunity to showcase. Also keeping in mind that there's the formal as well as the non-formal, and this platform actually promotes the non-formal education, a learning that happens outside that formal pathways. And we also want to give recognition for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, class. Any other questions?
A quick question, it's Nico again. What is the process of registering either as an employer, learning provider, or learner?
Okay, I'm quickly going to share my screen again. And this time I'm going to go to our platform to possibly practically take you through the process. So first you will go to our website. It's the Eastern Cape Regions of Learning. Of course, on the right-hand side, you can see there's an option here to sign up. And this is where you actually will register as a provider of activities. Once you've signed up, at a later stage, you can also, of course, log in. But the whole Eastern Cape is there, so we won't be focusing on PE only, but wherever there's learning taking place. Here you can see, you can also search by typing your interest. So for example, if you are interested in coding, you can type in coding, and if there's any provider offering coding, then it will actually retrieve that result for you. These are the latest opportunities, and look at the categories. There's technology and computers, the global world, personal development, arts and culture, creativity, design, career and job readiness. So what we actually want are all those organizations, formal, non-formal, to actually register on this specific platform and showcase those opportunities for everyone to see. And what I'm scrolling through here is basically some of the activities that already took place. But here you can see anyone, a youth, can join. And how do you join? You simply just click on the link, and of course it will allow you to register and join that specific activity also. So yes, the question is, how do you become part of this? You simply register, and it's all free. There's also quite a lot of supporting material that will show you how to join, how to create playlists, and of course Ready for Life myself is also there to support. So for this specific one, you can see there's an overview. The content, Sandra also went through this, and there's a specific badge. There's one badge, and of course there will also be tasks that will be showed that must be completed by the specific learner. So yes, how do you become part? You simply register, and we're also there to support you and give you additional information. In terms of the platform, how it can be used, how the platform can actually assist organizations, as well as even during this COVID. I know there's an international question also being asked, how can we use online platforms to promote our activities during this specific period? And I know Sandra and the group in the Netherlands are doing quite well.
Yeah, maybe I can tell you a bit more about what you mentioned, Henry, about the Corona activities we made in the Netherlands. I don't know, do you see me all? I'm Jamie, I'm coming from the Netherlands, and I made some activities for the Tilburg platform. It's a city in the Netherlands. So maybe I can show you a bit of the activities that we made, and maybe it gives you a bit of an overview how young people can do activities till the Corona period. So I will share my screen as well. So these are activities that we made. It are 10 activities that you can do during the Corona period. So for example, let's pick someone, get an action during Corona, set your mindset in growth mode. I made that activity by myself. Here you see the activity and it's explained what the activity is in. There is a video that you can see about the activity, and of course you can earn that badge. So this is an example for the platform of Tilburg, that you can see a lot of activities and youngsters can still gain skills in the Corona period and use that on their resume or on their LinkedIn account, so that they can that employers or other people can see what kind of skills they earned, and maybe make them more employable and give them more opportunities to learn on distance, because now everything learning is you go to school or but now you can also do it online. And I think also, if I talk from my perspective as youth, is it very important to gain more skills and see something as creativity and helping other people as also as skills that you need in the 21st century that we now live in. So this is, for example, what we did in Tilburg, and I wanted to share that with you as well, to give you that overview. So thank you.
Maybe, Henry, I can also share something from Vilnius City, how organizations are using it during the times we are now. So again, I will share my screen. Oh, sorry. Yes, it can be also. Actually, what happened after lockdown was announced by the government. As we know, physical activities locked down, and many organizations which before were not using online tools very quickly needed to find solutions. So they started to search for different online tools for them to use it during the times of Corona to reach out to their audiences. And what we did with Vilnius City of Learning, we actually started to help organizations to move their content or somehow organize and package their content using the platform. So I think that's one of the things we did as assistance to organizations. So let's say organization has great activities which we were doing as a workshop, and now we need to find solution how to run it not as a workshop but more as a online activity. So for example, we have scouts who for a long time said we should do activities in forests, in nature, which is their mission actually, to bring people, young people outside, get familiar with nature, learn skills, scouting skills and so on. But now we cannot do it anymore. So we partnered with a National Scouts organization, and here they transformed their activities on skills development, scouting skills within the close environment of home. So for example, this one is about how to create safety skills. So this one is cooking skills, because usually scouts would cook. And then if you have young people who are not cooking, their mothers may be cooking or parents cooking, then scouts say, no, maybe you should try some scouts recipes to cook at home. They even have 3-level cooking challenges for young people. For example, for evenings, scouts should facilitate evening moments where they talk, they share the day impressions, they play games or sing songs. So they say, why don't you do this within your family circle then? So reconnect with family and use the evening to do that. So this would be an example of how even scouts found a way to transform their activities and offer them online. Yes. Another example, young people who were creating a book about what to do at home. We contacted them and involved in using the platform, and they created the playlist about what to do at home based on their book, which they published. So they selected a number of activities to showcase on the platform, and it's searchable and people can access. So this is the playlist created out of a book. So the book is actually published in cooperation with municipality, because municipality was looking for some ideas what to propose for parents and young people when they are locked at home. So municipality reached out to young people created an interesting content and activities in the book, and now they transformed the different activities online. So this is the person who was behind that activity. So young people are using it to promote what they created. So these two examples, maybe how in these times the platform is used, at least in Vilnius. Thank you.
Thank you, Nereus. We can see there's quite a lot of use for this specific platform. So it's then our responsibility as Ready for Life, as drivers here in the Eastern Cape, to engage with the different stakeholders. Thank you, Klaas, for your input. If possible, I'm going to make contact with you also to see how your organization can actually benefit from this specific platform. Because once we start with our awareness campaign, it's also for each organization to explore a specific focus area, and I know it can make a difference even in any organization. Any other questions from anyone?
Thanks a lot for that. The university must make means also to join the platform. I mean, it's an Eastern Cape initiative, and I think it's very important.
Thanks, Klaas. It's a first for South Africa. It's a first for Africa. We must actually also even get our local government on board, as well as national government. But thanks for your input.
I will promote. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Klaas.
Can I ask something to the people in South Africa? If you see the platform, do you have ideas in mind what you can post on the platform yourself, as organization, as student, as teacher?
I see that most of the platforms have to do with professional development and really with perhaps something that's called soft skills or critical skills development. And you know, within the universities, we have many schools and perhaps many departments that could join the forum or the platform and showcase what they can do from their side, you know, for community engagement purposes also. I'm talking specifically now the directors of schools together with HODs and some of the senior lecturers, perhaps tailoring specific small short learning programs that they can put on the platform.
Thanks, Klaas.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Amanda?
Can I add on that, Klaus? Because what I recognize when I'm busy with the platforms in the Netherlands is that quite often we already have some activities that we just can put online, so make digital. So what I have learned during this learning path myself is that I could easily transform existing programs or activities to the platform and start recognizing learning that we were quite often not aware of. So I'm quite happy that what you share, Klaus. Thank you.
Hi, it's Nico again from CIA. Obviously, from CIA's perspective, what we could do is when we are consulting with a client and a client needs to put in place a certain number of learnerships in order to get their full score on the BBBE scorecard, we could post those opportunities on this platform so that potential learners can access and can then get in contact and go through the selection process. Yes,
that sounds good. That's interesting, indeed. Yeah, what I have seen in Rotterdam, in one of the cities in the Netherlands, happening is that their municipality is starting to promote activities around climate control and a pop-up store. So it's nice to see what kind of opportunities can be brought to the platform.
I agree, Sandra. Nico, thanks for your input. Definitely, Siyaya. Even if you put the learnerships available for anyone to access, don't forget there's also a badge that goes with it. So just for making that inquiry, for picking up the phone, sending an email, are you with me? We can actually add a digital badge to that to show that you actually got involved in your programs. So yes, we will definitely come and visit your organization also and see how we can assist. Thanks, Nico.
That would be fantastic.
Thanks. Anyone else? Even if you know of organizations that can actually use this platform?
Yes, I was actually thinking that perhaps the one of the offices that must be visited or that could be visited, it's offices like the NYDA, you know, where you have your youth walking in and out almost every day looking for things to do. And I'm thinking there's a guy who's managing the branch there, Sia. Perhaps he could also share some ideas. It's only that I forgot his surname now, but he's a well-known CI in Port Elizabeth in the Nelson Mandela Bay region, and he can be someone also who's a key role player in getting people on board.
Yeah, appreciate that. They are definitely on our list. The NYDA. Thanks, class.
Thanks a lot.
And I think also maybe political organizations that have youth sectors could be interested and approached on this.
Yes, definitely. Anyone that offers any learning opportunities can actually become part of that. Of course, keeping in mind that it's quite a neutral platform. Yes, but any organization that offers opportunities can actually register and showcase that on the platform and ask to join. Any other questions before we close basically the session? Thanks, Nico, for your input. We also see Sue there.
Yes, thank you very much. We're very interested in your platform. I think it's fantastic. I just, from our side, I'm just interested in how you overcome a lot of the, the lack of data requirements, especially with the learner side. So from a company side, we know that, we have access to online and data. But I think from the learners, our learners specifically, that is a challenge.
Thanks. Is that Sue speaking?
Yes, it is, Matthew.
From which organization, Sue?
From CIIA.
Also from CIIA. Sue, we acknowledge the challenge, of course, in our country in terms of data. Luckily, we have Nereus on board. They, from Badgecraft, they are actually the developers. So yes, we are considering having an offline version of this specific platform. But of course, there will be cost involved, and we need to, of course, approach for specific sponsors. But yes, any way to overcome this is to have an offline version, as well as to approach specific sponsors to make it then freely available also to the youth.
Can add to this, we got requests for having a possibility, for example, for young people to upload, to access content and then upload it, some evidence without a need for internet connection. And together with Sandra and a couple of other partners right now, we are working to secure some funding to develop a city badge wallet, which would enable young people without internet connection actually to access parts of the content if they manage to connect once and then download parts of the content and then continue at home, for example, learning and adding some evidence. And then once again, when they get to connection, the app would sync with the platform and this would be updated. I think many applications doing this already now. So our goal is for the next period of time to work on this, ensuring that young people who have restricted access to internet data, they could benefit from learning even without a need to be constantly online. But this needs, like Andrew says, that needs some resources for us to build.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you.
Sorry, just to sponsor also perhaps an idea. I see that the universities have negotiated something that's called a zero-rated network access, something like that.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not a network technician. I wouldn't know what it specifically means, but it seems as if it assists students around the province or the country to have access to online platforms without. So perhaps also, you know, those approaches or those strategies could be used to ensure that there's maximum utilization of the online learning platform.
Yeah, thank you, Klaas. Thanks everyone for the input. Basically, in terms of the way forward, I'm going to ask Lungi to forward all the email addresses to Everil. She's our link at Ready for Life. Then we will then, of course, forward the presentation, additional information, how to become part of that platform, of course, and also how we can offer support to any organization or any individual that's actually interested in partnering with us. Also, in terms of, we need to recognize the Erasmus Plus from the European Union. They are actually sponsoring or paying for this online platform, and Ready for Life have access to this platform through Batchcraft, Sandra's Breakthrough Sandra, as well as Batchcraft. So we also need to give them the necessary recognition. So yes, as South Africans. Is Lungi still here?
Hi, Henry, I'm still here.
Yes, if you can maybe just thank everyone and maybe a closing statement from the chamber side.
All right, thank you very much, Henry, for that opportunity once again. I'd like to just thank, on behalf of the chamber, to thank Ready for Life for allowing us to be part of this discussion, as well as thanking the chamber members who have attended the virtual session. Without chamber members, our events are not successful. So we really thank all members that have participated in this discussion. Also, to just say, please keep an eye on our mailers as well as on our websites for all of our upcoming events that we are going to hold. We also have our annual general meeting, which is coming up on the 20th of May as well, that being also a virtual element. Thank you very much, Ready for Life, for this opportunity, and indeed I will share all contacts with Avril of people who have attended this session. Thank you very much, Henry.
Thanks again, Lungi. I'm just going to share my screen for the last time. There's a few contact details in terms of email, admin@readyforlife.org. That is our web address, Eastern Cape Eastern Cape, there's a dash in between there, .regionoflearning.eu. Of course, we have localized our domain, so it will be .co.za. And then Ready for Lives, our office are actually closed at the moment, but please take down that number. And then for cell phone, there's Everil, and additional support, of course, myself, if you need any information urgently, or if you want to email it to you privately also. If there's no other questions, I also then have to thank our international participants, Sandra as well as Narius, for their input, as well as everyone local. Thanks, Yanni.
Thanks a lot for everything, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Alrighty, have a lovely day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lungi.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.